26,000 NATO troops gather in Poland, the largest war exercise in Eastern Europe. Across the vast expanse of Poland, the roar of armored vehicle engines, the roar of fighter jets, and the footsteps of thousands of soldiers echo. This is Griffin Lightning 25, a massive military exercise involving approximately 26,000 NATO troops from various member states. This exercise is being held to test readiness, strengthen coordination, and ensure the alliance's ability to confront any threat in Eastern Europe. From the very beginning of the exercise, Poland's atmosphere transformed into a simulated modern combat arena. Leopard, Abrams, and Challenger tanks sped along pre-prepared tracks. Apache and Black Hawk attack helicopters soared, while F-16, Eurofighter Typhoon, and F-35 fighter jets maneuvered overhead. A sea of military uniforms representing various national flags gathered in one place, uniting forces with a single goal: readiness for the most complex war scenarios. This large-scale joint exercise is more than just a show of force. Griffin Lightning 25 is designed to train troops for a variety of scenarios, from frontline defense and urban operations to integrated airstrikes and medical evacuations under combat conditions. Thousands of soldiers work side by side across various simulated training fields, resembling real-world war conditions. At one location, mechanized troops move in tight formations, accompanied by heavy artillery firing simulated barrages. The boom of 155mm cannons shakes the ground, illustrating the sheer scale of the forces involved. On the other side, infantry units conduct close-quarters combat exercises in an area designed to resemble a small town. Concrete buildings, narrow streets, and bridges test soldiers' abilities in urban warfare, which is often more complex than open-air combat. Furthermore, Griffin Lightning 25 also involves large-scale air operations. NATO fighter jets conduct joint airstrike exercises controlled from a modern command center. Coordination between pilots, ground controllers, and troops on the ground is a key focus. The latest communications technology is used to ensure every order is executed smoothly. This exercise demonstrated how air power can effectively support ground troop movements. Equally important, NATO logistics units also tested their ability to maintain supplies of ammunition, fuel, and other necessary supplies for soldiers. Hundreds of logistics vehicles moved non-stop, building makeshift bridges, supplying food, and even organizing simulated casualty evacuations. All of this was done with a meticulous attention to detail, resembling a real-life combat situation. This exercise demonstrated that modern warfare is not just about weapons, but also the ability to maintain logistics lines under stressful conditions. In Poland, the exercise spanned several large military training areas. Forests, open plains, and even mock urban areas were used to ensure that each soldier faced different conditions. Armored troops practiced rapid maneuvers on vast plains, while artillery units fired practice ammunition to test accuracy. Meanwhile, special forces from several NATO countries conducted nighttime infiltration operations, infiltrating heavily defended areas in scenarios. The exercise also involved both naval and air dimensions. NATO warships conducted simulated patrols in the Baltic Sea, coordinating with ground forces operating in Poland. In the skies, AWACS surveillance aircraft monitored the entire exercise, collecting intelligence and transmitting it directly to command centers. All systems worked together as a single network, demonstrating the importance of force integration in modern warfare. With 26,000 troops from various countries, Griffin Lightning 25 was one of the largest exercises ever held in the region. The sheer number of vehicles used was also astonishing. Thousands of armored combat vehicles, hundreds of artillery pieces, dozens of fighter jets, and attack and transport helicopters. Their presence made Poland feel like a full-scale battleground, even though everything was taking place within a training scenario. For the soldiers, This exercise was a valuable opportunity to experience the real atmosphere of war without facing real danger. They trained under grueling physical conditions, spending days in the field, sleeping in tents or vehicles, while constantly preparing for new scenarios. Mental readiness was tested as rigorously as physical readiness. Griffin Lightning 25 also tested interoperability, a military term that refers to how troops from different countries can work together smoothly. The biggest challenge in joint operations is not just language barriers, but also differences in systems, procedures, and military doctrine. Through this exercise, these barriers were reduced through intensive communication and integrated command. One of the most exciting moments was when German armored troops moved alongside mechanized infantry from the United States, while French artillery provided fire support, and British fighter jets provided air cover. All elements moved in unison, like a large orchestra playing a symphony of war. This was a true illustration of the collective power that results from cross-national military cooperation. Beyond that, the medical aspect also received serious attention. NATO field medical teams practiced evacuating casualties from the battlefield using helicopters and armored ambulances. They practiced how to save lives in a short time, amidst the roar of gunfire and chaotic conditions. This simulation provided crucial experience for medical personnel, who are often the frontline rescuers. During the exercise, modern technology such as drones was also intensively utilized. Reconnaissance drones flew over the training area, providing real-time information to commanders. There was also a simulation of the use of armed drones to deliver precision strikes against targets difficult for ground troops to reach. The presence of this technology demonstrates that modern warfare increasingly relies on sophisticated unmanned systems. Griffin Lightning 25 also served as a testing ground for air defense systems. Patriot systems, NASAMS, and short-range air defenses were deployed at various locations, simulating the threat of missile and drone attacks. Troops practiced how to detect, track, and destroy incoming air targets. This is a crucial element in maintaining airspace security in modern warfare scenarios. This massive exercise lasted not just a day or two, but weeks. Each day, different scenarios are implemented, forcing troops to constantly adapt. These scenarios range from defense scenarios to large-scale attacks, counterattacks to retake territory, and stabilization operations after the battle is over. The entire sequence is designed to closely mimic the reality of warfare, ensuring that every troop is prepared for future conditions. When night falls, the training continues. Troops move in the dark, relying only on night vision goggles and infrared equipment. The sound of tank engines and soldiers' footsteps are the only sounds. Flares are fired in the sky to illuminate the terrain, creating a dramatic atmosphere reminiscent of a real war. For NATO, Griffin Lightning 25 is a testament to its ability to conduct large-scale operations involving various services. For the soldiers, this exercise is both an experience and a rigorous test. They learn, adapt, and prove themselves under stressful conditions. With the completion of this exercise, Poland has witnessed the complexity and power of modern joint military operations. The 26,000 NATO troops gathered there represent more than just numbers. They represent collective readiness to face future challenges. This exercise may be just a simulation, but the atmosphere it creates seems to transport the world to a picture of real warfare in the 21st century.